This time, I'm actually going to record the VOD locally instead of having to fuck with a Twitch VOD, and now that it's actually recording, not going to fuck it up this time. We've learned from the last time. We're making progress. Speaking of progress, I need a different playlist of music here. Let's go with this one. This will do nicely. Will it do nicely? I think it will. It will do very nicely. Yes, it will. How y'all doing today? Everyone doing good? Everyone hip-hop and funky fresh today? Is everyone doing alright? Is everyone doing good? Techno is better than dubstep? Well, it's all electronic music. I like techno. Techno's good. But, like, I'm not a fan of, like, the fucking rhythm dubstep. Like, that's... actually, some of it's okay. I like the good classic bro step. That heavy shit. Good kick snare pattern. Oh, man. I juice out my fastest miles. I juice out my fastest miles when I'm listening to music like that. Easy. That or drum and bass. That also gets me going. Heavy shit, not the chill shit. Listen to the chill shit when I'm trying to work. When I'm doing the exercise... Listen to the heavy shit. I'm reaching 30 next month. Don't like it all. Hey, I'm right behind you. I'm slowly approaching the big 3-0 myself, man. It's a little daunting. I'm still enjoying the last bit of my 20s here. Not quite 30, but we're getting there. The hairline's slight testament to that, but still enjoying the hair, still enjoying the 20s. The thing is, electro swing is very relaxed. Like, for me, it's something I want to listen to if I just want to, like, chill out. I'm not, like, if I can't listen to it when I work out, it's something I just put on as, like, good background music for when I'm doing work or something like that. That's when I mostly listen to music like that, so. Birthdays in 2 days. Happy early birthday. Also, someone subscribed earlier. Krupp HUD subscribed for 7 months. Where's the 2D titty? Yeah, so, my bad, for those of you inside of my Discord, a lovely thing, like I try to do the pound sign, or the octothorpe, or the hashtag, whatever name you want to call it. I try to do pound sign 2 for number 2, but because the way Discord is, it automatically assumes, hey, you wanna tag a channel. So it tagged one of my not safe for work channels that's just for me and a few of my friends. And yeah, it said not safe for work 2D chicks, so oops. You guys don't have access to those, only the adults do. And only the adults that I know. Ready for this year's Halloween sticker war paints? Fuck no. God, I am... Ugh, I dread the Halloween cases this year. I'm not excited. We're just gonna get more absolute dog shit. I'm not looking forward to it at all. It's gonna be so bad. There have been so few good Halloween war paints that have been added to the workshop, Halloween themed, because you know Valve's not going to add anything that's not Halloween themed, right? They could, you know, by some fucking miracle, go back to what they did in 2017 and did war paints that didn't adhere to a holiday theme except for one inside of the case, like just that one Polar Surprise war paint is what made the case Christmas themed. They could go back and do that again. Just pull out like 1 or 2 that are Halloween themed and let the rest just be not themed. There are so many good war paints in the workshop right now that are good, that aren't Halloween themed. That would be amazing in the game, but they're never going to add those because they keep adhering to the fucking theme of Scream Fortress and Smithmas. I hate that. Stop doing that. Because when you do that, you encourage the same motherfuckers to keep making the same shit. So all we're gonna get is more of the same shit. I'm tired of the fucking sticker war paints. You shouldn't have secret info in Discord channel names because Discord doesn't hide it all and anyone can read the hidden name. Well, the thing is, I'm not like trying to hide the names of the channels. I don't care if you know the names of the channels. Oh no, I'm an adult man, I look at porn, God forbid. I just don't give access to those channels to people that I don't know. That's it. You want it? There you go. Wow, shocker, adult man looks at porn. Oh god, it's the end of the fucking world. Oh no, God forbid, I consume hentai on a regular basis. God forbid, I like 2D anime titty. You know? And yeah, I know I'm fully aware of the fact that anyone can see any and all Discord channel names. It's just, ugh. My eyes have been opened. Porn is real? What? Why do I need a Discord for that? Because I like, okay, so most of the porn, actually pretty much all the porn channels in my Discord usually just devolve into the same circle jerk discussions about preferences in women, like physical preferences. Very rarely do we actually like post porn there. We just have very not safe for work discussions. It's very rarely actual images of porn. We often get into arguments over porn. We don't look at it. We just talk about it. And we can't talk about that inside of like the main part of my Discord because kids are there and we don't want that. That's a no-no. Can't have that. Yeah, just as word of advice, don't make a porn channel for a public Discord. That's a mistake. Keep it between you and your friends, or you and people you trust. Don't make it like a big open thing, otherwise it will devolve into chaos very quickly. Not speaking from experience here, speaking from what other people have told me. And I've made the right decision to never do that. Yeah, but then on Twitter you see the stuff I like and retweet, so... I mean, I can't do anything about Twitter, so... So, they don't think I'll be like it is, but it do. So, let's get the ball rolling here. Let's get the ball rolling. And before I start the tier list, we have cases again. I feel like this is gonna be the routine. I open a few cases, it gets myself warmed up, talking with the intro, you know, in the first 15 minutes, gets myself warmed up. Also, how do I sound? We tweaked some microphone settings, and I think I should sound a lot better than I did last time. How do I sound? How are the levels? The music too loud? I want to know. I want to make sure everything's good and adjusted before I dive in. Because if I'm talking like I'm 30 minutes in, if I'm 30 minutes in and it sounds like dog shit, I can't go back and redo it. Everything sounds good, great, amazing, sounds good, sounds fine, good shit, good to hear. We're awesome, we're right on track, fucking amazing. Also, yes, I have figured out the chat replay, so hey, look, there you guys are. Everyone's there. So when we get to this screen, the chat will be there. So, we did figure it out. So, oh shit, Arthur, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about the scorch shot skin. Fuck. I'm so sorry. I've had a really busy week and it completely slipped my mind. I'm sorry. Damn it. I will make sure that I have it ready for the next time I stream. I'm really sorry about that. I totally forgot. What's up, Richter? How you doing, man? Okay, so I'm gonna open 2 powerhouse cases and 1 concealed killer. I had enough for a 4th one, but I don't have enough money for another key, so we're just gonna open these and yeah, get the ball rolling. Oh shit, Gold Pika gifted a tier 1 sub to Flary. Thanks, man. You are too kind. Now Flary can use the emotes he made. Oh, man. Alright, let's open these up. My guess is it's gonna be a battle-scarred lightning rod shotgun. Oh, that's factory new! What? That's factory new! Alright! Dude, that's sick! First case! Man! Talk about luck. That's awesome. Starting off strong, baby. Check that out. That's fucking factory new, and that looks good. The skin's okay, but man, that's actually probably the best effect you could get with this skin. Cool wouldn't look that good because it doesn't accent the yellow parts of it quite well. Hot looks great. Isotope would be alright because you have good contrast between the black and the green with the effect, but this is probably... Oh man, and then Gold Pika fucking 5 more gift subs, dude. Shit. Thank you. You are too generous. Holy shit, I got an unusual. I got a fucking factory new unusual. That's awesome. That's sick. That's awesome. And we still have 2 more. No, okay. This one's gonna be a, Thank you, Gold Pike. That's awesome. really generous of you. The notifications are gonna roll through. My guess is Battle-Scarred Aquamarine. No, it's a well-worn brick house minigun. Yep, well-worn. Gotta love it. And then Turbine Torture, minimal wear. No, we got a strange Dead Reckoner, except this is really battle-scarred. Oh my god. Wow. Well, strange purple battle-scarred is rarer than a strange factory new purple. But, I mean, it's ass. It's ass. But what are you gonna do? Hey, I'll take it. Why not? It's aight. If battle-scarred's your thing on certain skins, then that is most definitely for you. But hey, factory new unusual. I'll take it. Alright, but that's not why we're here. The reason why we're here is this. This is why we're all here. Tier list number 2. Who's it gonna be? Also, yeah, don't unbox. Don't, listen. What you've just experienced was extremely lucky. A statistical anomaly, alright? You could open hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of cases and never get an unusual. Many people do that, and they never get shit. Don't open cases. Don't do it. What you didn't see are the number of cases I've opened and got jack shit. Unless you watch me frequently, then you know. But then you know. I need to turn down my own volume by a hair here. Alright. We ready? Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's so loud. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the chopping block next? Oh, it's the Demoman! Alright. This is gonna be a really long stream, because the Demoman has a fuckload of items. We're gonna be here a while. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Demoman. Where's Demo? There he is, right at the bottom. Alright, we're gonna be here a while. Alright. Alright, so I gotta edit my stream here. Today, we are doing the Demoman. Done. Okay, oh shit, where do we start? Where do we start? Alright guys, I'm gonna let you pick the first one. Pick the first one for me. What do we got? Well, if you say stock, what does stock mean? Does it mean the grenade launcher, or does it mean the sticky bomb launcher? Stock grenade, stock caber. Okay, we have an overwhelming number of cabers, so we're gonna do the caber first. Alright, so the caber exists in a really unfortunate spot. Alright, also, should probably briefly review the tier list here. Briefly reviewing the tier list here. We have what's my S tier, which is an item that is so good that it needs to be nerfed or reworked in some capacity. We have A, B, C, D, E, and then a weapon that is so bad, either because it's buggy or it's just absolute dog shit, that it needs, and that it just doesn't work, then it needs to be, you know, reworked and fixed. That's the tier list we have going here. So we're doing the caber first. Ullapool caber. So I'm going to lament about the previous version of this item for a while. The previous version of this weapon was perfectly fine. It functioned totally fine. It was just a stupid gimmick item that you could just whip out and fucking smack someone upside the head. I think that its fucking mechanic is more balanced than a random crit, because it's just a one-off deal and then you can't use it again. And then you're just stuck with something that does little to no damage. And you know, you whip it out as like a fucking last resort, like fuck it, I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna take someone with me. That's when you use the caber, right? Unless you're just being a complete dummy and going around with like the sticky jumper, or, you know, sticky jumping around and just landing on top of people's heads and one-shotting light classes left and right. That's what the old version of this weapon was for. It was never this fully competent battle weapon compared to even like the stock bottle, right? The old Caber had always been a silly, fun gimmick item, right? And unfortunately, Valve decided to nerf the fuck out of it. Not only did they reduce its damage so it can never one-shot light classes, except if you're crouching, which for some reason when you crouch more of the explosion hits a player's hitbox, dealing more damage, and then it can kill a light class in one shot. But most of the time, people aren't going to do that. Most of the time, people are going to be standing up when they use this thing and they fucking smack someone upside the head and only deal like 100 to 115 damage or so. They nerfed the shit out of the damage, and they gave it a stupid fucking deploy time. A longer deploy penalty. It's just... why? Why? And it's like, it comes out so slow that most of the time, by the time you have it out, you're already fucking dead. Because the only time you're gonna be using this thing is when you're already gonna die. You're whipping it out, again, it's that last resort item. Fuck it, I'm gonna take them with me. But then you can't even get it out in time, and then you just fucking die. Oh, God. It was so fucking lame that they did that. I don't remember the old version being able to one-shot medics. If it did, then yeah, it needed to have its damage reduced in that capacity, because that's too much. But I don't ever remember it one-shotting medics. Someone may need to fact-check me on that. So now, it's been, like, the Caber has been pushed so far into meme territory that it's just, put the overlay on top of that. It's just been pushed so far into meme territory that it's hideously useless unless you're using it with a shield that can grant you a crit. And then you can charge at someone and then hit them with the crit Caber, and then you can get a one-shot kill that way and maybe get, you know, take down a few other people around you. But beyond that, the damage on this thing is so low, it deploys so slow, and it has a swing speed penalty. So like if you miss your first swing, you're even more like if you manage to get the Caber out and you fuck your first swing, you're even more screwed. Because now you have to wait even longer between you can get off another swing and you're gonna die anyway. Oh, why do they fucking nerf it this way? It sucks. Ugh. Yeah, why kill yourself with 124 damage on somebody when you can crit someone and not take any self-damage at all with a pan or a bottle or any other melee that does a random crit, and not take any self-damage yourself? And you have multiple chances of it being a random crit and killing somebody in one shot. Ooh. Then again, I don't like the idea of items being balanced around the existence of random crits. So now the Caber is only used as a stupid gimmick if you're just walking around knowing you're not gonna kill anybody, you know, smack someone with the Caber once and then use the broken Caber again to do 55 and kill them off that way. Sure, you can do that. Or you're doing Demo Knight Caber. Those are the only two instances where this weapon is even remotely fun to use now. If you're running Caber with just like a normal stock Demoman loadout, it's effectively far less effective than any of his other melee options, except for the Persian Persuader and the Claymore. So, it's such a bummer where they put this thing. I really hate what they did to it. So, for me, the Caber is kind of annoying to deal with, but not a threat most of the time. Yeah, it was a little silly, like, oh shit, this Demoman's walking at me, I better not get close to him, and then he fucking pops you on the head. But that's the thing. With all of Demoman's weapons, they're all effective at medium to close range, and if he gets off anything at close range, he takes self-damage. This melee item was balanced in the same way as all of his other weapons. Is if he gets off a shot too close to him, he's gonna hurt himself in the process, right? Insane risk versus reward with this item. And now they just made it all risk, no reward. It's all risk, no reward with the new version of the Caber, and it fucking sucks as a result. It's a bummer. So, if I had to fix it, if I had to fix the Caber, this is what I would do. Remove the stupid deploy speed penalty and remove the stupid swing speed penalty. Those are the two things that need to go. Get rid of them. It's fucking stupid, right? I don't know if I can create a proper argument for increasing its damage because a lot of people get hissy and pissy about why is he able to one-shot kill somebody, right? But he can already do that with sticky bombs or a random crit with a pan, so I don't know. And no, this is not the final position for the Caber. I'm just putting it there at the moment. So, and something else I would do is if we weren't going to adjust the damage on it, let it recharge. Like, let it recharge every 20 or 30 seconds, right? Instead of having to go back to a resupply locker and getting another one. If you're going to keep the damage that low, and if you're going to keep the swing speed penalty on it, at least let it recharge, so it's not always useless, right? If you get off that first swing, no one dies, you could at least attempt to stay alive to use it again, instead of having to go all the way back to spawn, or dying and respawning with a new one. That's what they should do. Any combination of removing the swing speed penalty, the deploy speed penalty, or giving it a recharge. Do any one of those three things, and it's already infinitely better than its current version. And more fun, because, yeah. And it still comfortably resides in its little silly gimmick weapon area, right? That's where this thing has always been. That's where it should be. It was never meant to be this silly, wacky, it was never meant to be this viable weapon, right? It was never meant to be this viable, powerful item in like the eyes of competitive players, which I think is one of the main reasons why it got nerfed into the floor, is because I'm sure competitive players complained like, oh, we can't use the Caber because it can one-shot a class. We can't have that happen, but we still allow sniper and sticky bombs and, you know, and other things that can one-shot a class. And spy, but the Caber, no, the Caber can't have that, can't have that. So they fucking called for it to be nerfed, and now it's fucking, they got the shit nerfed out of it. So, we have the current version, which is just, it's down here. I'm putting it in E. I'm putting it in E. And let me tell you why I'm putting it in E. Because mechanically, there's nothing wrong with the Caber. Functions as advertised, you can still use it as a gimmick, but it is just such a shadow of its former self. If it was the old Caber, it would be up here. Like, it'd be C, low B territory, but it's a skeleton. It's just this very sad shamble of its former self. And it can only be, it can only be great with the shield. It can only be decent with the shield, because the hit reg on this thing is so janky as well. The hit reg on the Caber's always been fucking terrible. The hit reg on this thing is awful, so even if you're using a shield with it, you can hit and just miss completely. Oh, swing and a miss, and just completely fuck it up. It's only good with the shield. I wouldn't call it great. You're still basically doing a suicide run in to get a crit Caber on somebody, and you might get one guy to go with you. You can one-shot un-overhealed heavies with this, if you're doing a crit charge on it, and if someone's close enough, you can maybe get more than one person, but that's the only time when you can pull off something that's worthwhile for your team. If you're running this with, like, stock demo, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can hit the ground, but what's the point of hitting the ground, right? You're only gonna hit the ground if you're gonna be doing some epic trimp jump thing that's this flashy clip you're gonna throw on YouTube for several million hits. But you're not gonna do that in play. You're not gonna do that as like as a means to actually play the game. It's like some jump map technique or some flashy jump map thing. So just because you can smack the ground with it and move and get like a jump off with it is just kind of eh. Demos using sticky jumper or trimping with it usually trade or just die using it most of the time. Yeah, it's just it needs a little something. The Caber needs a little something. Either one of those three things I suggested, bring it back up to where it used to be in some capacity, right? At least when they tweaked the item to its current version, the broken Caber still does 55. That's still something, right? You can still do a decent amount of damage after you use it, but the swing speed penalty is so low that its DPS is just horrifically lower than any other melee option. It's just, oh god. Imagine Valves make it like a Market Gardener, it can one-shot a class if you're sticky jumping. See, I don't know. I find it's easier to sticky jump. It's easier to sticky jump. Rocket jumping requires the whole gimmick of having to shoot behind you, shooting off a wall. Sticky jumping's a lot easier, at least if you're not doing like chain jumps in the air. Like chain jumping in the air with stickies takes a lot of practice. If you're doing like one sticky jump to like point A to point B, way easier. Plop down like one sticky or a couple stickies, you fucking hit mouse click while you're jumping, it just sends you off in the right direction, right? So it would be a little too strong if you were to make it like a Market Gardener while sticky jumping, because it'd be a lot easier to pull off more frequently than a rocket jump. You like with a rocket jump with the Market Gardener. So. Also, yes, make it taunt kill. The taunt kill is designed to, it looks like it's a taunt kill. But when you do the taunt, nothing happens. Make it a taunt kill. It's the perfect item for a taunt kill. Like the escape plan in the Equalizer. It only makes sense to give it a fucking taunt kill. Why is it not a taunt kill? Pisses me off to this day. That's still not a taunt kill. Thank you for bringing that up. Totally forgot about that. Fucking God, man. Yeah, make that change too. Make it a taunt kill. You could throw it with secondary fire. I don't know if I like that. I think giving the Demoman a third ranged explosive option to pair with his other two very powerful ranged explosive options would be a little too strong. Because let's say you deplete your grenade launcher, you deplete your sticky bomb launcher, you've already wiped half their team, but I have another bomb to throw, and then you fucking chuck it and you can get down one more guy. It's a little too much. Giving the Demoman 3 ranged explosive options in one loadout. That's a little too extreme. Keep it as a melee item, keep it simple, doesn't need a throwing gimmick, just give it a little love, a little bump. A little bump is what it needs. Doesn't need much. Keep it a gimmick item, but it doesn't need to be like this epic, viable, oh, it's allowed and competitive now! No, just keep it the funny, funky item. That's all it needs to be. And yeah, Craftman, I did suggest that giving it like a 20 or 30 second recharge after it breaks is like, yeah, that's exactly what it needs. Instead of having to either die to get a new one or go back to spawn to get a new one. Make him throw it in the taunt kill, but then what's the point of having a taunt kill if like the thing that kills people is like going away? No. I am not a fan of making the caber throwable. I don't like that idea. So, I think I'm satisfied with this position for it. Caber's an E, needs a little love, give it something. Yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need from the caber. And then we are in a very good spot. Sound good? I think that's good. Yeah, sound good? Alright. Let's move on. I'm gonna talk about my favorite Demoman weapon. I'm gonna talk about the lock and load. Oh, Zesty, why are you putting the lock and load at 8? Why are you putting a lock and load at 8 here? You have 4 shots with the iron bomber. You have 4 shots with the grenade launcher. They do more explosive damage. They have 4 shots. They have rollers. Why you put the lock and load in 8 here? You can't do that. The lock and load is a crutch, and you can't have fun with this item. It makes Demoman too easy. It makes Demoman too easy, dude. You can't enjoy the lock and load. You will only use the lock and load to kill sentries. You will only use the lock and load to harass engineers. You will only use the lock and load to pick off targets from a distance. You will not have fun. You will use the iron bomber. Fuck you, I love this item. I love the lock and load. It's still super fucking fun. The old version of this item was pretty busted, right? So the very first version of this item had only 2 shots and no damage penalty on it. And back when the game had random damage variants, you could one-shot light classes with it. That was fucking broken, because you could just Hail Mary a pipe across the map, and the fact that it had no grenade tumble on it and it had a faster projectile speed, you could just kill a guy and do max explosion damage into a crowd of people and just fuck everybody with it. The old lock and load was really fucking strong. And then, for some reason, I think I'm remembering this correctly, oh god, what they do? They removed damage variants on it. Yeah, they removed the damage variants on the lock and load, but they gave it, what they do? Oh my god, I made that video so long ago. I can't remember what they did. They removed damage variants on it, and they gave it a second shot, they gave it a third shot. But I'm trying to remember my timeline here. What did they fix? They changed something with it. Yeah, clip size penalty. Yeah, so in 2014, they removed... Yeah, so they gave it a blast radius penalty. And... Yeah, so yeah, that's all they removed the... Yeah, so this is back when damage variance was still on. Yeah, that's right. That's why it was still fucking broken. So, it still had the damage bonus of 20%, right? It still had the damage bonus of 20%, but it had random damage variants on, but they capped the damage to 124. So you had 3 shots of something up to 124 that you could just chuck everywhere, man, that was busted. That was really fucking good. I think a lot of people are probably traumatized about the older versions of this item, and they still call the lock and load a crutch now because they're being reminded of the older versions of this item that were hideously overpowered, that were really fucking strong. First version, 2 shots, random damage variance, yeah, bitch to deal with, but only 2 shots. Then they gave it 3 shots that were effectively no different because a scout left at 100, a scout left at 1 health, or any light class left at 1 health is effectively dead anyway. And what light class, especially a scout, is running around at full health unless he has a medic in his ass? So there's that too. Then they nerfed it. They removed the 20% damage bonus on it, and then they only made that 20% damage bonus affect buildings, and they gave it and they kept the same blast radius penalty on it, and that's it. And now I think it's fine. Here's why. The faster projectile speed is awesome on this weapon. It's like I said in my video. You can get longer distance shots. You can harass engineers with it. That is just part of the item now. It was made to harass engineers, but the people think it's the only thing it's good. People think it's the only thing it's good for. The faster projectile speed, slightly shallower arc, makes it really fucking good to pick off targets at a distance, right? It makes the Demoman play a little bit more passively in that he can, engage targets from further away. But the faster projectile speed also makes it a little bit easier to hit targets up close. And in exchange for that increased range and the slightly easier pills to hit, smaller blast radius, only 3 shots, no rollers, lower crowd control. I think that is the perfect way to balance this item. It is absolutely fine. And you practice with this thing, you're fucking scary with it, man. You're smacking off people with pipes from fucking everywhere with this. It's awesome. This thing is fun. I love this thing. I use it almost all the time. It's my main go-to primary for Demoman. It's so much fun. And yeah, it's very good for practicing landing direct hits with it. The only thing that this weapon is not good at is crowd control. It's bad at crowd control, and it's bad at area denial, because you have no rollers, so you can't deny people from walking close to you because there's no splash damage to work off of from a roller. Why is someone fucking calling me? Gonna have to wait for that to come back later. Sir, leave me a message, unless you're spam. I suspect you're spam. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I totally forgot. Moving on. I heard the lock and load ruins your aim. Any weapon that deviates from stock weapon projectile speed does fuck with your aim a little bit, but you can easily make up for it with just practice, right? You make up for it with practice. The more you use the item, you're gonna get accustomed to it, and you can usually flip back and forth between the two with enough time fairly easily. Ah, yes, area denial. Lock and load's not good at area denial, but it's very good at single target fights. At a distance, and also, if you actually manage to get it into a crowd of people, 25% blast radius penalty isn't that detrimental. You can still do a decent amount of splash, so it's pretty good. But this thing's also really fucking good against engineer nests, man. You can just, it packs a wallop. It's really good. I love this item. I love it. Honestly, I think it's one of Demoman's best weapons. You can't say that when the sticky bomb launcher exists. The sticky bomb is the only weapon the Demoman can use. You can't use nothing else but the sticky bomb launcher. Or the iron bomber. Lock and load's great. I'm putting it in A tier. Fuck you. You can't convince me otherwise. Any naysayers to the lock and load, I challenge you to use the lock and load for a little while. Don't just pick it up and put it down. I challenge you to use it for a little while. I want you to experience what I experienced with this item. It is so much fun. You have to play Demoman very differently. You can't just spam pipes and stickies to your heart's content. You have to actually lead your shots and practice landing directs. You can't just vomit pipes out. You gotta learn to lead your shots, you gotta take your time, and then this thing's really good. Much like the direct hit. Take your time, practice aiming those shots, take your time, pick your placement of your shots well, and you're gonna be a menace with this thing. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. But you can turn Demoman into Demo Sniper with the lock and load, and it's faster projectile speed, and the Quickie Bomb Launcher, since it charges faster. We'll get to the Quickie Bomb Launcher in a bit. The Quickie Bomb is in a very strange place. Very strange place. I love the lock and load. It's super fun. And people still consider it a crutch because it has a faster projectile speed. I call that bullshit. When am I ranking Kanye West's studio albums? I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I'm not a fan of Kanye West. I don't like his music that much. It needs something. Missing a shot is so unforgiving with it. What about when pipes hit something, they have a small explosion? See, I disagree. Because the same argument could be made for pretty much any of Demoman's primaries. You miss a shot, you get nothing. Same thing for any rocket launcher. You miss a shot, especially with the direct hit, you get nothing, right? You do have blast radius with the rocket launchers, so that statement's not as powerful, or it's not as relevant for other rocket launchers aside from the direct hit. But with pretty much any grenade launcher, the same argument applies, because people can much more easily avoid a roller than they can a well-placed direct shot. And if you miss a direct hit with a pipe, unless it's within like a clustered area or at a choke point where a roller's unavoidable, it's gonna do no damage, right? So I think the same argument can be made for any grenade launcher. So, lock and load's an A tier. Love the item. Let's move on. Something new. Can I rank someday warp? I did a full video about warpaint, warpaints and decorated weapons. I did the full tier lists. I streamed those. Those are on YouTube. Did them all, every single one. All right, you know what I need to do? I need to fucking turn down my air conditioning. It is so fucking hot today. Hold on a second. Ugh, I'm sitting in my chair sweating to death right now. It is so fucking hot today. Ugh. Let's do, oh, I don't know. Sticky jumper, sticky jumper, sticky jumper. Okay, let's do sticky jumper. Sticky jumper's A tier because a highly mobile Demoman with well-placed pipes is fucking scary. That's why Hybrid Knight is fucking scary. Except he can't go airborne and can't go as fast. If you have a guy who is seasoned enough with sticky jumping and he can land pipes, the sticky jumper is a fucking amazing item to use. It is so... Oh man, yeah, it's fun. Jumper equals fun. It is so awesome to just do crazy fucking jumps across the map with this thing and land pipes, just land on people's heads and fucking unload grenades on them. Oh man, you can do some crazy shit with the sticky jumper. And it's viable because if you're just only using your main item, which is your fucking grenade launcher, and if you pair it with another item that gets random crits, like a Scotsman Skull Cutter, sticky jumping kind of just negates the movement speed penalty on that entirely, so you can just drop on someone's head and deal 200 plus damage with a fucking Scotsman Skull Cutter. You can do that as well. Or use the caber with it if you're trying to meme, you know. The fun factor with this item, the fact you can pair it with any grenade launcher and go fucking crazy with it, or a melee that does random crits, this item is just, it's just super fun. It makes you play Demoman completely differently. I would say the Demoman probably has the widest range of playstyles out of any of the classes. You have Demo Knight, you have Stock Demo, you have Hybrid Knight, you have Sticky Jumper. You have so many different things you can do with it. It's nuts. Yeah. The movement on the Sticky Jumper is pretty much next to none. Actually, yeah. The movement granted by the Sticky Jumper is effectively next to none. It's better than the rocket jumper, it's better than rocket jumping of any kind, it's better than shield charging. The movement and distance you can get with this thing with no damage to yourself, especially if you know how to like land a sticky before you land and detonate it so you take no fall damage. This thing is insanely good for mobility. You do some crazy shit. And again, pairing it with a grenade launcher or something is just, it's super fun. But the problem with it is you have to be good at sticky jumping. If you're not good at sticky jumping, then this item's not good. This is very much a skill-based weapon. You gotta put a lot of time into practicing your jumps, you gotta put a lot of time into practicing your grenade shots. If you can do both those things, it's good. It's just good. Sticky Jumper's awesome. I don't think I can really give it much more than that. Sticky Jumper is just awesome. You can use it with the Eyelander to get unsuspecting targets. Yeah, I mean, there's also the joke factor with this. You can do a lot of stupid memery with it, right? You can pair it with the booties. You know, Demoman, right? Sticky Jumper, booties, pan, just go around fucking smacking people with it. That's an option. You can use it with the Caber. And I guess if you want to do it out of some sort of sick, masochistic desire, you can pair it with the Eyelander and give yourself a health debuff while going around trying to get heads without a shield and damage resistances. If you want to do that, then be my guest. Don't really see that as something that I would do. But if that's your shtick, man, hey man, go for it. Yeah, so the fun factor, the shit you can do with it with the primary, the Sticky Jumper is just, it's awesome. I love this item. It's fucking great. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the old version of this item. Do you guys remember the old version of the Sticky Jumper? Where you can have all 8 stickies out at once? I want that back. Can we have that back, please? I love the old version where you just fucking send yourself flying across the map at Mach 9. Just vomit 6 stickies on the ground and just fucking chuck yourself into the enemy team. Oh my god, that was so fun. I completely understand why they nerfed it, because it basically made you completely unstoppable once you were airborne. You were moving so fast you couldn't be hit. Sentries couldn't lock onto you. No one could do anything about you once you went airborne. If you put anything more than 3 or 4 stickies on the ground, you're fucking untouchable. So, then you could get all the way behind enemy lines on maps like Badwater or Upward that have like a really long flank route that you can jump through. Yeah, that was a bit busted. With 2 stickies, it's slowed you down somewhat. If you do 2 stickies and, you know, you plant them just right, you can still get a pretty good amount of distance, and people will still have a hard time hitting you. But the new version of the Sticky Jumper forces you to continuously lay down stickies and more, you know, better plan out when you're gonna jump, where you're gonna go, instead of just, you know, vomiting a whole bunch of fucking stickies around and going and just flying off into the fucking space, you know? Also, hello Coyote, how's it going? Yeah, the old Sticky Jumper was a little wacky, a little busted, but still really fun. I miss it for the reason that you could just, you know, go at Mach 9 and, yeah, but oh well. Days gone by, the change was for the better. The change is for the better. The change is for the better. Scottish Space Program, yeah, was Scottish Space Program. Play ×10 mode if you want to use the old sticky. I don't like ×10, man. I hate those gimmicky game modes. That's not the game I'm here to play. Oh god, ×10 is just, oh, it's such a chaotic clusterfuck that I can't enjoy it. I don't have fun. It's like, because people just go to like the meta weapons and they just vomit rockets or bombs and just do other crazy dumb shit. Like I think I played ×10 mode for about 7 minutes in 2015, and then I never touched it again. I just don't care for it at all. ×10 all crits. Oh my god. Why even? You can't even play the game at that point. If it's ×10 and all crits, what's the fucking point? You can't do anything. It's why? Ugh, I don't understand that. It's not for me. I just like playing the normal game. The normal game is what I prefer. TF2 is a chaotic clusterfuck, but with some control, right? There are limits to the crazy shit you can do. Fucking ×10 is like Saitama getting his limiters removed once he lost his hair and basically able to just one-shot everything. ×10 removes the limiters on the game and just lets you do all the shit you're not supposed to be able to do. And that's why I don't like playing it. I need a little bit of... I need some reins on the horse. I don't want to just go fucking careening and taking the stagecoach with it down some fucking dirt road and crashing and burning. I need a little bit of control. I need a little bit. In ×10, the scorch shot just puts all enemies on fire because the radius is as big as the moon. I just don't know. I'll pass. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about... Someone mentioned the pain train. I'm willing to talk about the pain train. Pain train is actually a lot better than people seem to think. Here's why. If you're actively playing the objective, which is, you know, the background, not super serious purpose of the pain train, then this item is good. It has random crits if you care about that sort of thing. And think about it this way. It only has a 10% damage penalty. Think about what a 10% damage penalty on bullets, sorry, 10% bullet damage penalty. Think about what that actually amounts to. At anything other than roughly point blank range, especially on scatterguns and shotguns, a 10% damage penalty isn't gonna do that much, right? You know, base damage on a shotgun is only 60 damage, so that's only 66 damage at medium range, assuming all pellets hit, right? And then at far range, you're dropping all the way down to 3 damage per pellet. It rounds off to only 3, right? The only time where that 10% damage penalty makes a significant difference is at close range, because every hit scan weapon in this game, aside from sniper rifles, has damage fall off and random bullet spread, right? And also sentry guns exist. Thank you for reminding me of that. Sentry guns exist, and it makes you slightly weaker to that as well, but it's only 10%. It's not that much. You know, at point blank range against like a heavy, yeah, it's gonna really make a difference. Or if a scout's meat shotting you, or a guy's getting you in the meat with either a panic attack or a shotgun, yeah, it's gonna make a significant difference. But it really only makes that significant difference in that, like, medium close to close range. Beyond that, the 10% damage penalty doesn't make that much of an impact, from my experience. Am I saying this weapon is better than other Demoman melees? No, but I'm saying it's not nearly as bad as people make it out to be, right? Again, if you're only using this weapon to actually go for the objective, then it's pretty fucking good, right? It's pretty good. There's no point in using it if defending it. Well, yeah, you're not going to use this if you don't have a point to cap, right? You're not going to equip this if you're defending on payload. But King of the Hill, 5 CP, offense on attack defend, offense on payload. That's when you use this thing. If you're defense on attack defend, if you're defense on payload, then you're never going to touch this weapon because there's no point using it. There's no point to cap, right? There's no point to cap with it. But it's good. And personally, I think it's fine, right? I don't think it needs a change. It doesn't need a buff, it doesn't need a nerf. Just because it's not as good as Demoman's other melee options, that doesn't mean it needs a buff. I think it's fine. It has its use, it has its purpose, it has its, you know, its little niche area that people can use it in. If you want to meme with it and use it on Demo Night, then yeah, you can do that too, I guess. But I mean, it's a tool. It's a tool, right? Yeah, it's fine for being situational. It doesn't need some epic rework to make it as viable as the other Demoman melees. So I think it's fine. I think it's good. How much damage with the quickscope deal? 155. Because the 10% damage penalty only applies to the base damage. Quickscope would not do 165, it does 155. It does the crit damage does not apply to the damage penalty. If you charge the shot, like if you do a fully charged body shot, then it will do 165 because the base damage has been increased to 150. But damage penalties and damage bonuses only apply to the base damage of weapons. They completely ignore crits and mini crits. I made a video about this. So yeah, quickscope only does 155. Yeah, if you're curious as to how damage penalties and damage bonuses work in TF2, I made a whole video about it. It explains everything. So. It was meant for the pyro, but then they gave it to the soldier in demo for some reason. I don't see this... I don't see this working on pyro because he's only effective at close range and he has no medium to long range options aside from flare guns. So... he just keep getting fucked over and over again because when he has to pick a fight with a hit scan class, he's always at a disadvantage. He's always fucked because he always has to engage in that medium close to close range. So. Ah, yes, how could I forget? Fucking medieval mode. There is no bullet damage in medieval mode, so you can just use this and have an automatic advantage over everybody. You just cap the points twice as fast. That makes perfect sense. How could I be so fucking clueless and forget about medieval mode? Of course. Yes, medieval mode, direct upgrade from stock. So there's that too. And yeah, it is still a major downside with heavy, but only if you're close to it. If you're, you know, further away, eh. In the context of 6s or Highlander, Pain Train is an A-tier weapon. Is it though? Because if you're playing 6s, you're having to deal with 2 scouts. Right? 2 scouts being controlled by 2 players that have poured thousands of hours into the game. I don't see it as being a direct upgrade in 6s. Maybe Highlander in some scenarios, because Highlander's basically just kind of a glorified, you know, pub. That's it. But in 6s, no, I don't see this. Is it even allowed in 6s? Is the pain train on the is the pain train on the competitive whitelist? Is it allowed by the meta? I honestly don't know. It is allowed in 6s. Well, again, I can see why, because Scout is the most influential class in 6s aside from Medic. That it makes perfect sense that it's allowed, because it would allow them to melt through the team's anchor more quickly in exchange for something that does not make that much difference, because how often is a Demoman capping the point? He's usually moving up a little bit ahead while someone else caps the point while locking down the next choke point on the 5CP map. So yeah, I can see why they would allow it, because it just makes Scout even more powerful in 6s, because that's what they like in their meta, baby. Make those power classes even juicier and everything else gets swept under the rug. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Something new. Let's talk about... I don't know. Let's get something that's kind of pointless to talk about out of the way. Let's get the booties out of the way. I'm gonna put booties up here because, booties. Let's do booties, because there's not much to say about them. You're only gonna be using the booties if you're playing full Demo Knight, or if you're using the booties with a sticky bomb launcher and you're only using a sticky bomb launcher. Those are the only 2 times you're using these items, right? Unless you're doing Demo Pan or you're doing a meme with a sticky jumper or what have you. You know, they give you the health bonus, they give you the movement speed bonus if you have a shield equipped. So, yeah. I mean, the booties are they're just good, right? They make full Demo Knight a thing, and yeah, I mean, that's really it. The health bonus is really strong when paired with a shield, and yeah, they're just good. That's it. You know, that's it. There's not much else to say about it, you know. Booties, jumper, and pain train. Yeah, again, if you're going for like the meme loadouts with this thing, then yeah, that's totally fine too. But I mean, they're just good. That's it. There's not a lot to say. There's a lot to be said about Demo Knight, and I'll get to that when I talk about the shields. Because there's a lot to be said about Demo Knight right now, and the current state of Demo Knight that I personally do not like. But we can talk about that later, when I get to the shields. But yeah, booties are just, you know, that's it. Also, Burning subscribed. Thanks, man. Taco Bell Bading. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Can't say that anymore because it's racist. Booties and jumper cannot be equipped together. Yes, they can. The booties take the primary slot. The sticky jumper takes the secondary slot. Booties are a primary slot item. Check your facts. So, anyway. Oh, base jumper. Sorry. We're not talking about the base jumper. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, that's really it about the booties. I don't know what else to say. The health bonus is good. The speed bonus is good when you're playing full Demo Knight. And yeah, you're only using these when you're playing full Demo Knight, or if you're doing a meme with some kind of sticky jumper wackiness, or if you're using it. There's not much to be said about using the booties with a sticky bomb launcher, because yeah, the sticky bomb launcher is basically another primary for Demoman. And if you only want to focus on using sticky bombs, then you can do that. It kind of forces you to get practiced with them and, you know, knowing how to place them and knowing how to time your detonations and whatnot. So there's that. But beyond that, I feel like it just makes you an even slower Demoman, because you're sacrificing your primary weapon that's really good when you combo with sticky bombs, right? Because the best way to play Demo is comboing sticky bombs and grenades. You know, you do that, you get good at that with Demo, you're fucking unstoppable. It's comboing the damage between sticky bombs and pipes. Avant-garde dick. Thank you. So when you sacrifice the comboing ability and, you know, crowd control and choke shutdown that grenades provide, and you replace that for booties, it makes you play a lot slower, it removes your comboing ability, and yeah, you can focus on doing traps, and I guess it's a different way to play, but I feel like if you want to be fully effective, it's just when you want to do that. It's personally not my thing, but if you want to play that way, then, you know, fine. I don't think Demo has anything that's broken. I disagree. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's do the base jumper. Base jumper is... it's a meme item. The base jumper is a meme. Oh shit, someone else. Fucking the real hand fegger. Hand fegger? I guess that's how you say it. Gave out 5 gift subs. Thanks, man. Jesus Christ, guys. The hell? Y'all are very generous today. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Awesome. We'll wait for the notifications to go through before I get into the meat of talking about the base jumper. I mean, the base jumper is just a joke. It's not... You're not using this in any serious capacity. There is one instance where this item has its use, but it's not that effective. Now, Cheesy Shoe gave out a fucking sub. Okay, also ignore the hype train thing. It's just trying to get more money out of you guys. Kowser gave bits 69. Nice. Thank you. And thank you for the gift sub, man. You're too kind. Anyway, there's only... let's talk about the base jumper. Alright, so the base jumper only has one viable use, and it's when you need to get rid of a sentry nest. Jesus Christ, Nutty, who just fucking... paper... what, did that just go through? Paper... I can't fucking read that. Someone else gave us another sub. Jesus. Thank you. Oh, the notifications are slow. Oh, it's so slow. Come on. Feed through. Feed through so I can talk about it, please. Stop giving me shit. I want to talk. I want to talk about this item. I want to talk about the item. Anyway, now we can talk. Okay. Base jumper. You're only using this item for one thing. And that's to get the jump on a sentry nest that is completely below you. Right? And you see it on Swiftwater when you have the sentry nest. Like, fucking goddamn it! Let me talk about the fucking parachute! I want to talk about the parachute! Guy, thanks for the money, but still, I want to... I want to talk about the item! Oh my god. But seriously, thank you. You guys are really too generous for giving me money while I bitch and moan about items in this game. Fucking god. Anyway, I think we're in a lull now. All right. Anyways, fucking base jumper. Base jumper has one use, and it's to get the jump on a sentry nest while you're in the air. And if you can get up there with a sticky bomb launcher and no one sees you, yeah, you can rain sticky bombs down onto people, right? But ever since they nerfed it to where you can't, you know, undeploy and redeploy at will, you're just a sitting duck in the air and anyone can just shoot you at any time and you fucking die, right? It makes you delicious airshot bait for anybody. Snipers, sentries, scouts, demomen, you're fucked in the air anymore because you have extremely limited mobility with the current version of the base jumper. I fucking hate that they nerfed this thing. This thing was never meant to be used in any serious capacity, but because people who were because of people who take this game overly seriously. Oh, I can't shoot people in the air because they wiggle around too fast. They sacrifice their main damage dealer, and I can't hit them no more. It's scary in 6v6 because I can't shoot the guy in the air no more. You know, they fucking nerfed the shit out of it. This thing was so fucking fun when you could deploy and redeploy at will. You could just fucking wiggle around in the air. Man, it was so fucking fun with Soldier and Demoman. But then they fucked it. No one uses this anymore. No one uses this item even as a joke. If you want to have airborne mobility, you're just going to use the sticky jumper and like a grenade launcher or booties. Even the memers don't want to use this thing. You know, actually, I'm putting it down here. Fix it. Do something with it, because no one wants to use it. It sucks. Especially on Demoman. Soldier, you could argue it has some viability, but Demoman, there's no use for it. Aside from that one instance, we are trying to get the jump on a fucking sentry nest by getting way up in the fucking air and hoping nobody sees you. Otherwise, this thing sucks dick. No one uses it. No one even uses it with a joke. I forgot, someone put out a video, right? Someone put out a video of the Demoman on Swiftwater bombing that sentry nest behind the fence, and every time I play on Swiftwater, I see someone doing this now. Fucking another gift sub from Vulture, thank you. I want to talk. Let me talk. Fuck! Let me talk. Stupid fucking hype train shit. Stop it. Anyway. I know I've lost my train of thought. I've lost it. Was it Lazy Purple? Okay, yeah, I blame Lazy Purple for that one. If it was Lazy Purple, he put out a video where there was a Demoman using the sticky jumper, or the base jumper with the sticky bomb launcher to rain down on a sentry nest on Swiftwater, right? And now everyone fucking does that. And then that's it. No one else, there's no other viable use for this thing. It sucks, especially on Demoman. Put it back to its former glory. That's when this thing was used. That's when this thing was fun. And now it's dog shit. The only people that complained were people that take the game way too fucking seriously. It's a fun, wacky item, and that's how it should always be. Now it's fucking useless. Put it back. Bring it back. And when you could be lit on fire and then hang in the air indefinitely. You know what the beautiful thing about this too is that there was nothing wrong with it before. Because you want to know the counter for this thing? Hit scan. Play heavy. Play scout. Play sniper. Run a sentry. Anyone using the base jumper gets fucked by hit scan. Because it kills your airborne momentum and sends you flying in the opposite direction. You get fucking destroyed by hit scan with this thing. You are a sniper's dream when you're using the base jumper, old or new, right? But no, I can't land my air shot on it anymore because he's too far in the air. And also, my favorite one that I saw competitive players bitching and moaning about, the reason why it was banned in competitive 6v6 is because it allowed Demomen and soldiers to hang in the air for so long that scouts couldn't get to them. Scouts couldn't deal enough damage to the soldiers and Demomen that were using the base jumper while they were hanging in the air. And so like, oh, this thing needs to be nerfed because Scout isn't viable anymore. Scout isn't good anymore in 6s when you have the parachute. And then guess what happened? They fucking nerfed it! Fuck! Fuck the meet your match update. Fuck, it ruined so many good items. And the stuff that came after. Ruined so many good fucking items. Fuck, it was fine! It was so much fun! And then they got ruined! Makes me so fucking mad! And because scouts can't shoot the Demoman or the soldier, boo-hoo! Fuck you! You were gonna ban it anyway! It was gonna be banned anyway! They ban the items anyway! They don't let them use it anyway! They don't let people touch them! So then what was the point of whining about it and then having it changed? I don't understand. It was fine everywhere else, but no! The people who only play 6s fucking killed the game with this fucking balance change! Pisses me off! Fix it. I miss the old base jumper. I miss the old base jumper. Put it back, please. Okay. I've ranted enough about the... I've spent more time on this item than I'm probably gonna spend on any others. Maybe. We'll see. Stock bottle. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, stock bottle. Stock bottle is just, I mean, stock melee on Demoman makes perfect sense when you're playing just full stock demo, because any of his other melees are only good when you're playing Hybrid Knight or Demo Knight, unless you're using the Scotsman Skullcutter. Because the Scotsman Skullcutter gets random crits, but there's no other penalty aside from, you know, a decreased movement speed and the deploy speed penalty, but it's longer range and random crits. So the only two weapons you're going to be using as a melee on demo when you're using a sticky bomb launcher is the Scotsman Skullcutter and the bottle. You could maybe make an argument for the half Satoichi, but I don't know. Maybe you could. But really, only the Scotsman Skullcutter or the bottle are used on all stock demo with the sticky bomb launcher and the grenade launcher. And if the bottle, just normal vanilla, normal melee, is probably the best on demo. And maybe sniper. Stock melee is the best. But honestly, out of all the classes in the game, stock melee is the best on Demoman. If you're using the other stock weapons, right? Or Scottish Resistance, yes. If you're using any sticky bomb launcher, so the stock or any unlock with any grenade launcher at the same time, you're using stock melee and you're using the skull cutter. Those are the only two items you're using. Or Pain Train if you're wanting to use the Pain Train. But Pain Train I usually tend to find to be most useful on Hybrid Knight, because if you're suddenly engaged in a fight with Hitscan, you can bail out. So there's that too. But yeah, stock bottle is just good. Stock bottle is really good. But it's not like it's amazing. It's not A tier. It's just the best melee to use on Demoman if you're running, you know, a sticky bomb launcher and a grenade launcher. Next to the Scotsman Skullcutter, which I guess I can do next. Let's do Scotsman Skullcutter. Remove random crits on this thing, then it's fine. This weapon should not deal random crits. Other than that, it's fine. That's it. That's the only thing that needs to be changed about this item. No random crits on it, and it's fine. That's it. Because when you use the Scotsman Skullcutter with the Tide Turner, and you have random crits in a Valve server, you don't fucking die. Because you just get crit after you get kill after kill after kill. You immediately recharge your shield. You immediately recharge your shield, and then you can do another charge again. You can chain charges with the Scotsman Skullcutter and the Tide Turner, and then any primary. You can use booties, you can use a grenade launcher, and you can just chain shit over and over and over again. It's fucking crazy how strong the Skullcutter is with the Tide Turner. Any other shield? Not quite. Tide Turner, fucking brutal with a Skullcutter. But all those problems are immediately fixed if you remove random crits on this thing. No weapon should be balanced with random crits in mind. And when the game doesn't have random crits on, it's totally fine. But if you're in a server with random crits on, it's fucking broken. Nerf it. Remove random crits. That's it. Yeah, exactly. You crit based on how much damage you've done within the past, you know, certain amount of time. So if you've just been chaining kills with this thing, chaining damage, you're just gonna keep getting more crits. So you just keep fucking wailing on people. Oh my god. And you have the resistances provided by the Tide Turner, which are a lot smaller than the other shields, I will admit. But yeah, it's really fucking strong. Also medieval mode. Also medieval. Well, I mean, random crits do kind of define medieval mode, and it is just the wacky game mode, and no one really cares about the viability of stuff inside of medieval mode, so whatever. But yeah, that too, it is the meta in medieval mode, aside from Islander and Shield, and Islander and Screen demo, you know? So. Random crits reward high damage classes doing high amount. They reward any class doing a high amount of damage, except for the sniper, because the sniper only gets random crits that are effective on his melee, because what sniper's ever using an SMG these days? They're always using a... We'll talk snipers for another day. We're not talking about that. Anyway. Yeah, remove random crits on the Skullcutter, and it's fine. That's it. That's all there is for it. How would I rebalance random crits without removing them? I wouldn't do that. Random crits are either completely turned off or never around, or never there. The only... random crits... Okay. Let me reset that statement. How would I rebalance random crits without removing them? How would I do so? If I could do it. I say random crits completely gone or not gone at all. There is no good middle ground for the existence of random crits in a game like this. That is my firm belief. Personally, I don't mind random crits that much. I actually enjoy playing on servers with random crits more than I do without, because I like the slightly wackiness factor that they provide, right? It kind of breaks the monotony of, oh, excuse me. It breaks the monotony a little bit. It's like, oh shit, here comes a fucking glowing rocket that's gonna kill my entire team, but I can move out of the way. It spices things up. That's why I like random crits. Are they fun, fair, and balanced? Depends if you're on the receiving end or not. That's about it. The only middle ground that I can see, and this is from experience, I like playing on servers with random crits on, but they have a random crit cap. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the way the random crit cap works is that there is no ramp up in the amount of, in the chance of, I should say, there is no ramp up in the higher chance of getting a crit based off the damage you've dealt. Like, the more damage you do, it does not increase your chances of getting a random crit. They're always at a flat base rate. That is the only middle ground that I could see as being acceptable if they were to adjust random crits in the vanilla game, is just keep them at a flat base rate of like 2 or 3%, something like that, just so they are inherently random and are not dependent on the amount of damage you've just dealt. Then that'd be fine, because then they're actually random. Because the way random crits work right now, if you've just dealt a fuckload of damage, then you know, oh hey, chances are I'm gonna get a one-shot kill with my melee. I'm gonna go for it, and then you likely will, because of how the chance of random crits ramps up, right? So I say, if there's a middle ground, just a simple, flat, base chance, so it's actually random, then it's fine. But for me, I don't like that. I still think it's either remove them completely or keep them in the game. That's about it. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You can love random crits all you want. You can hate random crits all you want. That's just what I think. That's my take on it. I don't care either way if random crits are removed or stay in the game. I'm fairly neutral on it. You know, because when I get a random crit, it's fun for me. When I get randomly critted, it's bullshit. So it balances it out. That's just me, though. Remove random spread? No. I don't really care about that much. It only matters if you're playing the game in like a super serious competitive context. That's just me. I don't think it's that big of a deal to have random bullet spread turned off on only shotguns. That's just me, though. My argument for that is that it's a shotgun or a scattergun. You're gonna have random spread of the pellets. They're not gonna be fixed. That's just me, though. You don't have to agree with me. That's just my opinion. That's what we're here for. That's just me, baby. That's all it is. Random spread is honestly worse than crits. I don't think so. I would think you could... I think you can place them on the same pedestal of badness if you consider those things bad. So... what were we talking about? We were talking about the skull cutter. We kind of went off on a very long tangent on that. So, okay. Alright, skull cutter. Next. What next? What's next? You guys pick. What next? Next item. Choose for me. First one I see. Katana. Saw it. First one. Alright. This one. Okay, see, look. Now we're getting into the weeds here when we're talking about the Demoman's other melees, because all of his other melees are only good if you're using Hybrid Knight or full Demo Knight. If you're playing Hybrid Knight or full Demo Knight, the Katana is really fucking good. If you're not playing Demo Knight in any capacity, it's like down here. Or like, yeah, it's about right here. So I'm gonna meet in the middle, and I'm gonna put it in high B tier. It is a very, very good item. It is a very, very good item. It's good on Hybrid Knight. It's good on full Demo Knight. You get 50% back. You get 50% of your base health back on kill, and you can get overhealed with it. You can be a pretty scary fucking Demo Knight with this thing. But I think it's a lot more viable on Hybrid Knight. Because when you know someone's got low enough health, you can charge at them with a katana and you can secure your kill and get your health back, right? Whereas if you're always running full Demo Knight and you don't have a primary to use, you don't really have any sort of significant active bonus unless you actually manage to kill someone, right? Unlike the Highlander, who gets its passive bonuses after you get kills, but they stick around, right? You get a kill, then you get an active passive bonus. The Katana, the Halves of Toichi, only gets its bonus on a kill. So in that regard, it's worse than any other Demo Knight melee, except the Claymore. We'll get to the Claymore. But it's still really good. It's a really good item. It's good on full Demo Knight. It's good on Hybrid Knight. It has the increased melee range. It's just good. Also, yeah, good. Also, Katana versus Katana duels are always so fucking stupid. Just immediately killing the other guy. It reminds me of the fucking... You know what needs to be done? I don't know if anyone's done this yet. It reminds me of the Kirby Quick Draw game, right? You guys ever play Kirby? You have the fucking Quick Draw game? You guys ever play that? The Kirby Quick Draw game? I see one guy that's played the Quick Draw game. 2 people. No, come on. Who has played fucking Kirby? Do people play Kirby? Come on. Come on. Okay, some people. Thank you. Thank God. Some people have taste in video games. Jesus. Okay, so, yeah, if you know the Kirby Quick Draw game, a Halves of Toichi 1v1 battle is basically the Kirby Quick Draw game. Whoever gets the swing off first wins. It's super fucking fun. It's stupid, but it's still fun. It's awesome. So, yeah, there's that stupid gimmick with it as well. And on Demoman, the Zatoichi is just, it's good. It's pretty good. It's a good Demo Knight item, and that's, yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. I don't know. Is there really anything else that needs to be said about this item? I'm not sure. Don't think I'm forgetting anything either. It's just solid, right? It's solid because if you engage in a fight that you know you can win as full Demo Knight, and you can immediately get out, right? You can get out because you have buffed out health, either because you got it all back from the health you lost engaging in that fight, or you got an overheal because you managed to get the target down before getting away enough of your health to make you not have overheal, and then you can bail out, right? You have the faster movement speed that the booties provide, you know, so you can juke people out. You know, it gives you a much higher health buffer because you have the shields to pair with it, right? Because it's not just because think about it this way, right? It's not just 50% of your health back. It's 50% of your health back, but then you have the multipliers from the damage resistances. So that 100 health you get back from full Demo Knight is actually a lot more, right? So like if you have your 30% damage resistance to blast damage, right? What is that? That's 100 divided by 1 minus 0.7. No, sorry, 100 divided by 1 minus 0.3. So what is that? I can't do math in my head. $100 divided by 0.3. That's not right. I forgot how the fucking math works. You divide it by 1 minus the resistance. So it's not a 100 health bonus. It's not 100, it's not 130. I forget how the fucking math works. It's bothering me. 100 turns into, with a 30% resistance, it's 1 minus 0.7, so it's 0.3. Fuck. Why can't I remember how to do the calculation now? That's gonna bother me. Hold on, I have to look it up. It's gonna bug me until I figure it out. Hold on. I have to go back to my own notes here. Give me a second. I gotta go back to my own notes. Oh, internet's hitching and fucking and sucking. Please load, you piece of garbage. Loving it. Oh my god, fuck this internet. Come on, give me the shit. Someone. There you go. Give me. Where are my fucking comments? Give me this shit. Show me. Did I not pin this comment from years ago? Fuck me. Oh no, my bad. Oh, it was a different video. That's right. It was on my banner breakdown video, and I have to fucking... Did I pin this comment? I did. Where is it? I am delaying the show. Give me a moment. I will find it. This is personal now. I need to make sure I'm getting my own math right here. I demand accuracy. Period. Give me my fucking math calculation. Where is that screenshot I show? Here it is. There's the math. So... What is the value of n? 35% damage is a way to increase current HP divided by n. Oh, stay up. Up. So, right, yeah, it's 1 minus the health resist. Oh, that's right, that's what it was. Okay, so, yeah, 100 health. Yeah, 100 health is, so like, let's say you have your 30% damage resistance on your shield, right? So, that 100 health you get back is actually 142 health. Because of that 30% damage resistance. Because you have 100 divided by 1 minus 0.7. And... it's really good. It's actually 142 health back. So you have to keep that in mind with the half Satoichi. You're actually getting a lot more health back than just 50% of your base health if you're using a shield. Otherwise, you're just getting half your base health back if you're using stock melee and stock Demoman or stock... weapons in general. All right, so yeah. Okay, moving on. We can move on to the next thing. Let's see. Let's do the stock grenade launcher. So I am a stock grenade launcher enthusiast. I would say that if you just want to be an all-around good, effective Demoman, you're gonna use the stock grenade launcher. It's just it's reliable. It's just you know what it's gonna do. 100 damage per shot. It's got good crowd control. It's got its rollers. It's got your normal blast radius. It has the longer fuse time, so you can get longer airtime with your pipes and get people at a distance. It's good for spam. Good for choke control. Good. It's just your all-around solid bread and butter item. You learn how to lead shots with this thing. You learn how to land shots with this thing. You are just really fucking good with it. Landing pipes with the stock grenade launcher, normal shots, air shots, what have you. Yep, it is dopamine heaven, and it's really fucking strong, right? And just like every other explosive weapon for Demoman, it's balanced out by its longer reload time. So, you miss your shots, you're fucked until you reload. It's just an all-around solid, fun, good item. It's good. If you get good with pipes in this game, you're untouchable. And then we have the Iron Bomber, which I think is worse than the stock grenade launcher.
Oh, Zesty, but it has a bigger hitbox size, so it has to be better than the stock grenade launcher. Only the competitive players use it, so it has to be better than the stock grenade launcher. You will only use the
Iron Bomber. You will only have the higher hitbox size. You will only have the smaller fuse time. You will only have the no rollers. You will only use the Iron Bomber. Fuck you. It's worse than the stock grenade launcher. Here's why. It's slightly easier to hit shots, but you sacrifice blast radius with it. You sacrifice more powerful rollers in exchange. It's only extremely useful if you're spamming it down a choke point that you know where people are going to go and your rollers stay there. But the rollers are just as easy to dodge because, oh shit, I can't stand there for a couple of seconds, I need to back up and they do no damage. Plus a smaller blast radius means less likely to hit somebody on a roller, right? So you have to think about it this way. Do you want to sacrifice crowd control? And more blast damage in exchange for pipes that are slightly easier to hit? Then you're going to use the Iron Bomber. If you want to use a stock grenade launcher and pretty much consistently do slightly more damage all the time, then you're going to use a stock grenade launcher. If you get good at aiming with pipes, it doesn't matter which one you use, the stock grenade launcher is always going to do better in terms of damage output, right? If you are able to consistently land your shots with grenades, the stock grenade launcher is always going to be better, because that smaller blast radius means you're always going to do less damage, because you're getting less damage out on people who are close to your main target. That's it. And then you have the roll, but Zesty people walk over the rollers more often. Yeah, they do, sometimes. But again, all they have to do is walk away. You know, if you want to get good with Demoman, use the stock grenade launcher. Use the hitbox size that it's meant to be. But do I think it's like a overpowered upgrade to the stock grenade launcher? No, I don't think so. Because I notice whenever I'm using the Iron Bomber, it's only good against single targets. Much like a lock and load. It's better at 1v1s because, again, pipes are slightly easier to hit. But if you're facing off against a crowd of people, stock's the way to go. That's just me. That's my preference. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like what I say. That's just me. That's what I think. Stock's just good. Iron Bomber's also good. Not saying Iron Bomber's bad. Iron Bomber's very good. Here's what I think, though. Change the hitbox sizes on all grenade launchers so they're all the same. I would like that consistency. I would like to see the same hitbox size on stock, Iron Bomber, loose cannon, and lock and load. All the same. I don't like the inconsistency of having pipes that are easier to hit. That makes no sense. Make them all the same size. And the way to do that is to either make the Iron Bomber hitbox the same size as the stock grenade launcher, or, dare I say, slightly buff the other grenade launchers and meet in the middle between the Iron Bomber hitbox size and the stock grenade launcher hitbox size, average the two out, and get that middle size and apply it to all grenade launchers. Make it consistent. So, yeah. That's what I think. Hail Zone Original, Hail Zone Iron Bomber, Hail Zone Sniper Rifle. Yep. It's comp time. You pretty much never see competitive players using the stock grenade launcher because they only use this thing for choke spam. Because in competitive, it's so hideously predictable. You know where people are going to be going all the time. They're just going to keep vomiting what's effectively sticky bomb pipes and sticky bombs into the same spot, so you deny people that area. So. Or make all grenade launchers have the same hitbox. That's what I said. That's what I said. Either make all the grenade launcher hitboxes the same as the stock grenade launcher, or slightly buff all of them to be slightly bigger, and then make the Iron Bomber slightly smaller, meet in the middle. So. Also, how could I forget? The Iron Bomber has a shorter fuse time, so you get less distance with your pipes than you do with stock. So you gimp yourself on range when you're using this thing. I find when I'm trying to get at a sentry nest that's far away so I can get it outside of its effective range, my Iron Bomber pipes explode in midair, so I can't get to it. I like the extended range of the stock grenade launcher. So not only do you sacrifice crowd control, you sacrifice range on your shots. Stock's better, sorry. Yeah, Iron Bomber poo-poo for anything but choke spam. Very eloquently placed, I must say. Eloquently said, I must say. Okay, so, let's see. What's next? If people are calling for loose cannon, fine, we'll do loose cannon. So, loose cannon. The loose cannon is the definition of dopamine farm for TF2. Nothing else comes close than getting good with the loose cannon. Getting good at consistently double dunking people. Honestly, it's like you're just nutting. You're spraying fucking Jesus goo over fucking everything. You know, you got your fucking baby batter everywhere. Every fucking double dunk you get, you're coating the walls in cum. You can't help yourself. Your nuts are being deflated with every shot. It is orgasmic to get good with the fucking loose cannon. It's so fucking fun. But the journey of getting there is fucking awful. The journey to get good with the loose cannon, oh god, it sucks. It is easily one of the highest, or I should say, it's easily one of the sharpest skill curve items in the game, right? You first start using it, it's like, oh, I can push people back with this thing, and it has a little, like a little explosion. It doesn't hit people on hit. You can kind of fuck around with that, but as soon as you want to start being effective with it, whoa, I have to time my charges, I have to lead my shots appropriately, I have to gauge my distance between each of my targets and manage my charge time all at the same time so I can land double dogs. Wow, it takes a lot of fucking work to get good at that. But once you get up here, once you're here, oh baby, it is so fucking fun. If you can consistently land double donks, you're always gonna do more damage than any other grenade launcher. As a downside to that, you have significantly reduced range and crowd control capability. But in 1v1s, the loose cannon is unmatched by any other Demoman weapon. If you're good with it. You shred with the loose cannon in a 1v1 fight. You annihilate heavies, you one-shot light classes. Oh, it's so good. It's super fucking fun. And yes, you're correct. It is very bad against buildings. It's not good. I would appreciate it if you did not spam inside of my chat. I'm going to ban you for a day. Don't do that. Oh, of course. How could I forget loose cannon jumping? That too. You can fucking just go crazy with loose cannon jumps and send yourself flying halfway across the map. The self-damage with it kind of sucks, as it does with every other, as it does with all other self-damage issues with Demo. But yeah, you can loose cannon jump with it, and you can just fucking go fucking crazy, just fucking fly away and just do crazy shit with it. You can combine it with charges, with shields, with a tide turner. Oh, you can do some wacky shit, man. Yeah. The sky literally is the limit with freaking loose cannon jumping. And pairing it with a shield, you can do wacky shit. Excuse me. You can do crazy shit. Tide Turner and Quickie are the best with it. I think I could maybe see the Quickie Bomb Launcher. We can talk about the Quickie Bomb Launcher next. I think I can maybe see an argument with the Quickie Bomb Launcher. Maybe. Maybe. So let's talk about the Quickie Bomb Launcher, shall we? Quickie Bomb Launcher is in a weird spot. It's in a very strange area. Because I consider this item about as good as the stock Sticky Bomb Launcher. But it forces you to play Demoman very differently. You can't sticky spam with it. You have very short flurries of spam before you're fucked and have to reload immediately. And spam is overall weaker with this item because its base damage is lower unless you charge up your stickies, which again forces you to play slower to deal comparable amounts of damage as the stock Sticky Bomb Launcher. But if you're playing Demoman at maximum capacity, and that's when you're comboing sticky bombs with grenades, this is the better choice. Because getting that bomb down on the ground and priming it quicker and being able to detonate it and then combo it with a pipe is really fucking strong with the Quickie Bomb Launcher. Also, lest I forget, the faster charge time does... Yeah, there, someone said it. Someone said it. You can snipe people with it. The faster charge on this thing, which gives it higher base damage, I forget by how much exactly, you get higher damage stickies the more you charge it, up to above stock damage. So you can send a sticky bomb fucking hurtling across the map, and it does a lot more damage than fucking your base sticky damage, your base sticky bomb damage. So there's that as well. But this thing, there's a hidden little gem with the sticky bomb launcher that I don't think people know. You can one-shot a medic with it. If you fully charge up a sticky, and you place it at a medic's feet, and you're right next to it, or very close to it, you can one-shot a medic. So if you really want to be a menace, you plop one sticky down, you sticky jump in, and as you're flying, you charge up your next shot, and right as you land, plop it down, detonate it, you're gonna one-shot their medic. That's why this thing's banned in 6s. Because it can one-shot a medic with one sticky bomb. If you Uber a demo, and he can time that charge sticky right, the other medic is as good as dead. And at that skill level, you're goddamn right they're gonna be able to do it. And yeah, crit screen with this is also pretty scary. But it still suffers from the same problem that you only have 4 shots before you have to reload, right? You can get really good long distance shots with it, with the first 4 shots, you can do the faster charge time and get them out further. But its spam, it just cannot keep up with the stock sticky bomb launcher. But if you want to snipe people with crit stickies with this thing, yeah, also pretty strong. Which is probably another reason why it's disliked in 6s, because it makes Demoman even stronger and have, greater distance with something that could completely change the course of the game. So there's that too. And also it breaks the 6s meta because people like just normal demo, and anything that changes demo from something into, it changes demo into something different they don't like, so they just throw it away. So there's that too. Yeah, the Quickie Bomb is very different, and it takes a lot of practice. Like, if you've been playing with a stock sticky bomb launcher for a long time, it takes a long time to acclimate yourself to the different stats on this item in order for you to be good with it. But once you master comboing pipes with sticky bombs of any kind, you're going to be a god with the Quickie Bomb launcher. It's very good. In exchange for better comboing ability, faster bursts of damage against people, and better sniping ability with a Kritzkrieg, you sacrifice crowd control with sticky spam and better traps. And faster traps, I should say, because you still can have 8 sticky bombs out, but you have to reload your next 4 before you can put the next 4 out. So, Quickie Bomb launcher is really fucking good. Hidden gem, not a lot of people use it because normal brain dead sticky spam is just so good that they're never going to want to touch this thing and get good with it. The difference between this and the stock sticky bomb launcher is you have to actually practice with this thing. You don't have to practice with this. So we'll talk about the stock sticky bomb launcher next. You can just turn your brain off and hold down mouse 1 and mouse 2 and wipe the enemy team. You can't do that with this. You can be equally as effective and in sometimes better, but you have to think about it. You gotta put time into it. Stock sticky bomb launcher, you're just putting the round peg in the round hole, and that's all you gotta do. Brain turns off, stickies come vomiting out, and you can be equally as effective. You don't have to worry about comboing sticky bombs with pipes. You don't need to do that with a stock sticky bomb launcher because of how easy normal spam is. And how easy it is to shut down a choke point or lock down an area with your sticky bombs, right? But you can still be very fucking scary. Equally as scary as this with comboing your pipes and your sticky bombs. Sticky spam, yeah, sticky spam is just really, really fucking good. And the only reason why this item isn't treading in on broken needs a nerf territory is because it's slow. If you're loaded, you're gonna shred. You don't have stickies loaded, you're fucked. Takes a long time to reload. 1 sticky down ain't gonna do all that much. 5 consecutive ones? Yeah, you're gonna fuck shit up. 1 sticky bomb that you've just reloaded in kind of a desperation move to make sure you don't die after you failed your first 4? Not that effective. But if you're loaded, you're locked, you're gonna fuck shit up. It takes years to reload 8 stickies. Yeah, it does. And again, that's the Demoman's main balancing factor, is that it takes a long time for him to reload. He is the burst damage class. High amounts of damage in a short period of time, and in the interim, he can't do shit until he's reloaded and can do it again. So, yeah. I mean, what else is there to say about the sticky bomb launcher, right? It's just the best item that Demoman has. It is Demoman's best weapon. Period. It's better. I mean, it's better than the Skull Cutter, but it's just Demoman's best weapon because of how versatile it is. You can spam with it, you can trap with it, you can combo pipes with it, you can lock down chokes. You can area denial. It's just really fucking good. It's stupid good. And it only gets better as you get better with the game. But its entry level difficulty isn't that high. Not as high as people like to put it. It's probably the best damage dealing weapon in the game besides sniper. I agree completely. Next to the sniper rifle, this is probably the most powerful item in the game. The only thing that beats it is any sniper rifle that can headshot and do 150. Period. That's kind of it. There's not much else to say, because all the same stuff that I said about the Quickie Bomb Launcher in terms of comboing with pipes is more or less applicable to this item as well. So yeah. And for that reason, I don't like using sticky bomb launchers that much. I don't like playing Demoman slow. Most of the time, I play Hybrid Knight because I like being able to, combo pipes with shield charge. I like being a faster, tankier class. That's why I like playing Soldier, but I like playing Demoman more as Hybrid Knight because I like using pipes. And pipes, I find, are a lot more fun because you have that immediate punch when you land a shot. You don't get that with sticky bombs. You have like the delay, I don't like the delay. I like the immediate hit, So that's why I tend to stick with Hybrid Knight more than I do using any sticky bomb launcher. So. Okay. And to get the last one out of the way, let's do the Scottish Resistance. So, Scottish Resistance, I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, I'm gonna put it above the booties. About right there. The Scottish Resistance, we're gonna put the bottle above these two. The Scottish Resistance is right about here. It's good. It's a good item. It's the exact same thing as the Sticky Bomb Launcher, except you can't spam. That's it. You can't spam. This weapon forces the Demoman to play defensively. Whereas with the stock Sticky Bomb Launcher and a grenade launcher, he can swap between defensive and offensive whenever he wants. Scottish Resistance is the defensive item for Demo. Crowd control with this is second to none. Or rather, I should say, area denial is second to none, except for sentry guns. Because you can lock down multiple areas and detonate them at your will to control people and to kill people. It's really good in that regard. But when it comes to spam, can't do it. Traps, fucking amazing with this thing. It's really fucking good. And of course, you have, fucking MVM elitists like to use this thing too, but that's just MVM and not all that important, so. But yeah, Scottish Resistance is just really good. The problem with Scottish Resistance, and one thing that I really want them to change, is I hate how the selective detonation works. It's this weird, like, fixed circular, like, optic that you have on your screen that you have to hover over your sticky bombs to detonate. So if you're really close to all of your individual stickies, you can really easily pick out which traps you want to detonate at once, or which traps you want to detonate. But if you're really far away and all of your sticky bombs are in your field of view, you can't easily pick and choose. You have to like move your cursor until the edge of that circle is just touching where that trap is that you want to detonate, and then you can selectively detonate those sticky bombs. That's the only thing I want them to change, is I want them to tighten that selection ability for your traps. Because the current version is just, it works functionally, and you can tell at the time when they put that item in the game, they said, fuck it works, But now I think it needs to be adjusted to where you can actually properly select your sticky bombs at any range without having to look off in a weird direction to only detonate a specific trap. I don't like that. And I also don't like the fact that it automatically detonates sticky bombs underneath your feet without looking at them. That's never been useful. remove that. If anything, that just trips people up. Like if they forget that they have sticky bombs underneath them and they only expect to ever be able to detonate them when they're looking at them, that's gonna fuck people up. Because they suddenly go, fuck, why did I just lose half my health? Oh, I had a sticky bomb underneath me that I forgot that I could detonate without having to look at it. I don't like that idea either. Remove that. In all my years of playing with this weapon, I have never once made use of that. You know? And the reason why they put that there is so you can still sticky jump with it without having to look down. But I don't like it. It's very annoying. It would be nice if you could, like, hold right-click, aim at certain stickies you want to detonate, and then release. Kind of functions the same way, though. You're just clicking once instead of having to, like, hold and release. You can still throw 10 bombs on the cart, and even if they don't detonate quickly, people will still move out. Here's the thing, too. The carpet bombing ability with the quickie bomb, or with the Scottish resistance is really good, because you can just vomit out 14 stickies and just leave them there, right? And you can leave them, and you can forget. And then once, like, a cart caps, you can just blow them all up. And they're like, oh, fuck, this guy forgot about his fucking sticky bombs. Nope. And then they all fucking detonate and everyone dies. So there's that, too. Is it a square reticle? Or is it a circle? I think a square reticle will be easier to use since you can get a straight line down your screen. See, that doesn't fix the problem, though, because it's still, like, a fixed box on your screen. I don't know how they could, like, fix that to make it so it scales with distance, so you can, you know, it becomes smaller as you move away from your traps, so you can still selectively pick them. I don't have a solution for that. I don't know how to, like, make video games to make that, like, a workable thing, a workable fix. But that's what they need to do. They gotta do that. I don't know how they can do it, but they gotta do it. Fix it. But the item is good. You can still be effective with it. It just makes Demoman play slower, right? You're relying more on your traps and more on your crowd control capability, you know, predicting where people are gonna go. You know, making sure you're locking down areas where you know enemy players are going to be walking through or pushing through. It's significantly weaker on offense, but if you're playing on defense, on like attack defend or on payload, Scottish resistance is really fucking good. Offense on payload, not so much, because unless you manage to get out far enough ahead to lock down chokes that the defending team is actually going to come through, then it's good. But you have to overextend in order to do that and play beyond your team. Unlike when you're on defense, you don't have to overextend to make that aspect of the Scottish resistance useful. And no, I disagree. Giving it a faster arm time would just make it a better sticky bomb launcher. Because not only could you just selectively detonate what bombs you want to blow up, but then you could just spam normally anyway. There's no point, it would just make it a better sticky bomb launcher. There's no point in giving it a faster arm time. The reason why it's balanced is because it has the slower arm time. It forces the Demoman to rely on traps rather than spam. And as a reward for that, you can have more sticky bombs out at once. Imagine being able to have 14 sticky bombs out at once without a delay or a penalty in arm time. Right? It's just, ugh. It would only make the powerful aspects of Demoman even more powerful. So no, I don't think you should reduce the charge time on this thing. So it's a good item, but it's not nearly as good as the other sticky bomb launchers. So it's high B tier. You can be far more effective with any of these than you can with this. That's just me. So, what next? We only have Demo Knight shit left, all right? We only have Demo Knight stuff left. Let's talk about the Tide Turner. So, Tide Turner. I'm going to put the Tide Turner... I'm going to put the Tide Turner in high C tier, all right? The Tide Turner is okay. It's only good if you're using it in Hybrid Knight and you're wanting to use it for, like, extreme mobility. But if you're playing full Demo Knight, it's only really good with the Scottish resistance with random crits turned on. The 15% resistance against blast damage and fire damage aren't that significant. They don't give you that much of a higher health buffer, and you're only getting a mini crit swing in, right? The mobility is really fucking good. You can pull off crazy shit with it, especially if you're using the Claymore, right? You can do crazy shit with it. It's a get out of jail free card. If you suddenly find yourself at low health, you can just fucking bail out, right? You can more or less do that with any shield anyway, but you can do it really well with the Tide Turner. But for me, personally, the upside of getting 75% of your charge back on kill, but not being able to readily secure that kill with a guaranteed crit, just makes it the weakest full Demo Knight option, in my opinion. In terms of Hybrid Knight, it's very good. Especially if you're the kind of person that likes to overly rely on his melee in order to, reposition yourself or finish off a clean kill that you can get because you landed a pipe on someone. It's very good for Hybrid Knight, but for full Demo Knight, probably the weakest option for full Demo Knight. If you're only considering this on Hybrid Knight, it's probably up here. But because you have to consider full Demo Knight as well, I have to bump it down a tier to the highest point in C tier. So, that's what I think. Yeah, and you lose charge to damage as well, but that's with all shields. That's with all shields. It's nice to lose cannon. I think it's just nice with any primary. Any primary weapon on Demoman is very good. Ah, yes, of course, trimping. How could I forget? Yeah, if you want to do the trimping gimmick where you're flying through the air and not able to shoot anybody as you do that, so you can land behind the enemy team and maybe kill one guy as you sacrifice almost half your health, if not more, to get back there, then yeah, you can do that too. Or if you want to do some flashy kill off of a weird ramp and, manage to kill one guy and then die, yeah, you can do that too. Not big on that. In terms of survivability, this shield is the weakest. In terms of mobility, really fucking good. So, but because of that lack of damage resistance and no guaranteed crit, it's the weakest shield option. It's personally my least used shield because the other two are just so much better, in my opinion. So in terms of Hybrid Knight, the Charge and Charge is easily the best option. I'm going to put it up here in B tier. Charge and Charge is the best option for Hybrid Knight. Because what's a Hybrid Knight doing? He's focusing on landing pipes, he's tanking more damage so he can focus on his pipes, and on the off chance that he needs to bail out or secure a kill with his melee, you have that charge at your disposal, right? You're not charging as often as you would as stock, or as I shouldn't say, you're not charging as often as you would with full Demo Knight, which is where the Splendid Screen would come in. You're using this to tank damage as Hybrid Knight, and in that regard, it's really fucking good. This is the Hybrid Knight shield of choice, because it pairs well with pretty much any melee, even the Islander if you're going with that, and you can just tank all the damage you want. It's really good. Best Hybrid Knight option. Hands down. Is it the best full Demo Knight shield? I consider it marginally better than the Tide Turner because the 50% fire resistance and the 30% blast resistance is insanely good. It's stupid good on Demoman, especially with 200 base health, right? So think about it this way, right? If you have 200 base health, guess what that 200 health turns into when you have a 30% resistance to blast damage? You have 285 health with a 30% resistance, right? If you have 200 health and you have a 50% fire resistance, you have 400 health against fire when you're using the Charge and Charge on full Demo Knight. Those health pools are fucking crazy. Insanely high. But it's not the best full Demo Knight option. The best full Demo Knight option is the Splendid Screen. Hands down. Charge and Charge, best tanking option, best for Hybrid Knight, period. Splendid Screen is up here in A tier because here's why. If you want to play Hybrid Knight, Splendid Screen is also good. You have your 20% resistance to blast and fire, so it's still a decent amount. You have faster charge, you have faster charge recharge? Faster charge recharge, faster charge recharge. Interesting way to put that. You have faster charge recharge on the Splendid Screen. So you can get, in and out more quickly as often. You have more frequent mobility options. And if you're playing full Demo Knight with this thing, the bonus damage you get with the Islander is broken. It's fucking stupid how broken this is. Islander's up here. I'll explain why in a minute. So, Splendid Screen with any other Demo Knight sword is insanely good on full Demo Knight. Pair it with the fucking Persian Persuader. The Persian Persuader and the Splendid Screen and the booties is probably the best full Demo Knight loadout, unless you're using the Islander. because you always have charge. You get charge from ammo, you get charge from swing hits, you get charge from kills, you have faster, you get charge for days. You're never without charge with Persian Persuader and the Splendid Screen and booties unless you completely fuck up, right? So that full Demo Knight loadout is stupid fucking good. And the increased shield bash damage makes you better secure kills on higher health classes when you're using the Persian Persuader. Now, oh yeah, and I forgot. I'll get to that about the Persian Persuader in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. And Hybrid Knight with the Splendid Screen is also very good. It's very good. But full Demo Knight with the Islander and the Splendid Screen is hideously broken. This shit needs to be nerfed. Specifically, the Islander needs to be nerfed. Not a major nerf, just a slight one. Here's why. When you have 5 heads, or is it 4 or 5 heads? When you have the maximum amount of heads on the Islander, you run faster than a scout. With the booties equipped. You run faster than a scout, so you're harder to hit. You have 235 health, which, guess what? 235 health, guess what that turns into with your damage resistances? Let's find out, shall we? 235 divided by 0.7. Oh, that's 335 health against blast damage with the charge and charge. Oh, what's that against fire? Oh, that's 470 health against fire with the charge and charge and all 5 heads on the Islander. And then if you're using the Splendid Screen, that's 293 health against both blast and fire damage. So effectively, roughly 300 health. You have the same amount of health as a heavy, moving faster than a scout, with crits on demand, that can also one-shot heavies with the shield bash and the crit swing, or you can just one-shot light classes with the shield bash without having to do melee with the maximum amount of heads. It's a bit broken. It's a little too fucking strong. Nerf it. And the way you nerf it, remove 1 head on the Islander. Max health 220, max speed slightly slower than a scout, and then we're good. That's it. Remove 1 head. Fucking stop spamming this shit in my chat. Next person that types Demo Knight TF2 gets banned. Do it. It's a dead fucking joke. Stop it. No? No takers? No takers on that. You sure? I deliver. I will deliver. Moving on. Anyway. Islander needs a nerf, remove the maximum amount of heads it can get, and then full Demo Knight with the Islander and the Splendid Screen. It's pretty good. Then it's where it needs to be. But in its current state, Islander is just a little too fucking strong. A little too good. TF2 Demo Knight, that doesn't count. Sorry. Goodbye. And I was talking about this with Demo Knight as well in my Pyro tier list. A lot of people call for Demo Knight to have some kind of a knockback resistance against Air Blast on Pyro. No. That breaks the class, right? Because not only do you have crit on demand with Demo Knight, you can't be pushed out of the way by anybody to ensure that you're not going to die from it, right? If you give Demo Knight knockback resistance, he's going to be fucking unstoppable. Because not only does he have an effective health pool of 300 or more against 2 damage types, like I said, except bullets, he's not going to fucking die, right? The only thing that's going to be able to stop a Demo Knight is a sentry gun. That's it. Or a heavy that's using the Natasha. Other than that, he's not going to be fucking stopped. It's fucking... Oh my god, I don't understand why the idea that Demo Knight, full Demo Knight, should have knockback resistance ever got popular. And again, they changed it. They tested that out in the high GPS balance mod. They tested that shit. It was fucking broken. Demo Knight could not be fucking killed because no one could push him away. So he kept getting heads and maximum speed and maximum damage resistance because of the growing health pool. No, broken. Yeah, or a soldier that knows how to juggle him, right? That's also asking too much. So, yeah, and Pyro should be the natural counter to Demo Knight. Everything has its hard and soft counters in this game, you know? You can't just ask for them to be removed so your special little subclass can be played better and played easier. Do you think you should lower the resistances too? No. If they reduce the maximum health pool that the Islander grants down to 220, then it's fine. 235 puts you above 300 with, you know, it's still pretty fucking high though. I don't know. But the fact that you're moving slower than a scout with only 4 heads is a bit better. So I think if they remove 1 head off the maximum from the Islander, then I think it's in a much better state. That's just me. That's just me. Again, opinions! Opinions. Not saying any of this is the end-all and be-all. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, last 2. Persian Persuader. Persian Persuader is really fucking good. It's probably up here. So, I'm putting it up here because it's the second best full Demo Knight option aside from the Islander. If you're using the Persian Persuader and you're using any other weapon that's a grenade launcher or a sticky bomb launcher, what's the fucking point? You can't do it. You cannot hybrid knight with this thing because you don't have ammo. You can't. You have what? 8 pipes? You have 4 fucking shots with the grenade launcher, and you have even more reduced ammo for the fucking sticky bomb launcher. What's the fucking point? There's no point in ever using the Persian Persuader when you have a grenade launcher equipped. So hybrid knight with this thing is pointless. And I don't really understand why they did that. Because hybrid knight with this was never like a major issue, right? You had, you know, charge come back a lot more quickly. Well, I guess, the more I think about it, yeah, it was probably better because you had charge pretty much always on demand and it would immediately refill you back up on pipe ammo, and you had another charge almost immediately if you got an ammo pack, so you just fucking zip away and deal damage with pipes and have damage. Okay, yeah, it's a bit strong. Yeah, so I guess that change is viable. But it's unfortunate that now it's only good on full Demo Knight. Beyond full Demo Knight, this thing isn't good anymore. You can't use it. Yeah, and yeah, there is no point in using this sword with a sticky bomb launcher because it only has its upsides when you're playing Demo Knight. So that's it. So. Yeah, and they had to add a downside, and the downside unfortunately just pushed it into full Demo Knight territory, and that's the only place where it can exist now. And that's fine. And that's totally fine. Because full Demo Knight Persian Persuader is fucking good. It pairs insanely well with a splendid screen. It also pairs really well with the fucking charge and charge. Because you can have more resistances, and you get charged back faster because you pick up fallen ammo kits, and get charged back on swing. Persian Persuader pairs the best with any shield. Easily. It's the most versatile between all 3 shields, hands down. Because you get charged back so easily with it, right? You don't have to wait as long with either the Tide Turner or the Charge and Charge because you get charged back on swing and charged back with ammo. Or if you get a kill, you get charged back with kill with booties and shield. It's awesome. It's really good on full Demo Knight. That's all. That's it. There's not much else needs to be said about the Persian Persuader, I think. And also, yeah, someone mentioned earlier, you can chain longer charges. Like if you line up a charge with an ammo pack, right at the end of a charge, if you land on an ammo pack, it will extend it even more. So you have really long charge potential with it if you manage to land on an ammo pack or a fallen ammo pack. So there's that too, which is kind of cool. You can pull off some cool shit with it. It's pretty neat. I like it. So now, we're coming up. This is it. It's the last one. Talking about the Claymore. The Claymore is easily my favorite melee for Demoman. I love this item. I'm gonna put it on par with the Persian Persuader. I'm putting it on with the Persian Persuader because where the Persian Persuader is the all-around best option for full Demo Knight, unless you're using the Islander, the Claymore is the best sword option if you're playing Hybrid Knight. Because the mobility that this thing grants with its longer charges is fucking insanely good. Because you can do two things with it. One, you can bail out a lot better than any other. You can bail out with this a lot better than with any other sword. Because you have a longer charge, you can get more distance with higher speed and get the fuck out. Or, if you want to be that guy, you can combine it with the charge and charge for more resistances to offset that 15% damage penalty. Or that 15% damage vulnerability, I should say. And you can go for a long distance kill with it. And if you're going for those long distance charges with this thing, to pick off like some unwary sniper or something off at a distance, I fucking love doing that. It is so fun to get those super long distance kills with this thing. I love doing that shit. It's fucking awesome. Just asking for opinions about my opinion. What if instead of 15 max health for each head, it just had 10 max health? Yeah, that could work for the Islander, maybe, because that would knock off a max 20, so that'd put you down to like 215. Yeah, that'd be better, potentially. Yeah, you only have 150 effective health with the nerf. Or it's actually slightly, it's 152, I think, is what it is. Let me check that real quick. It should be 152. So, what is that? 100 divided by 1.15. So I should say 175 divided by 1.15. Yeah, so you have 152 effective health with the Claymore, assuming you don't have a shield. If you don't have a shield, your effective health is 152. If you have a shield to offset that damage vulnerability, you still have higher than base health with any shield paired with the Claymore. Tide Turner, it only amounts to like a 2 or 3% resistance against blast and fire. Splendid Screen amounts to like 7 or 10. I have to do the math again. But any shield offsets that vulnerability and then gives you a slight resistance depending on the shield you're using. Charge, obviously the most. But against bullets, yeah, you only ever have 152 effective health with Hybrid Knight in this thing. So. Bullet damage is done by 8 out of the 9 classes. Yeah, bullet damage is done by 8 out of the 9 classes, but that damage vulnerability is only effective when the sword is active. If the sword's put away, you don't have to worry about it. So you're only pulling this thing out when you need to bail out or when you know you can secure that kill and don't have to worry about taking bullet damage, right? That vulnerability isn't active all the time. Unlike the Pain Train. I forgot to mention this earlier. The Pain Train's 10% bullet damage vulnerability is active all the time. Not just when it's active. Unlike the Claymore, its damage vulnerability is only active when the sword is active. So that makes it really good. Because when you need that vulnerability, it only punishes you when you have it out, making use of its upsides, right? Whereas for this, the upside with this is always available regardless of whether or not it's deployed. Therefore, its vulnerability is always active whether or not it's deployed. So perfect balance for that, perfect balance for this. Give the Clay 25% charge on all kills instead of just melee kills to make it less like a watered-down Purge Persuader or like a specialized as a Hybrid Knight tool. No, I disagree, because you can have like one well-placed shot and immediately get your charge back with any grenade, with any pipe, I should say. So I think that would make him a little too mobile, because if you're having the full damage from like the Iron Bomber or the stock grenade launcher, you know, you're doing a lot of damage and getting a lot of kills that way. Especially if you can aim your pipes well, you have pretty much charge on demand at any time. I think that'd be too strong. Keep it where it's at. I think where it's at is perfectly fine. Except the one thing that bothers me is I really hate how they turned the old stat of minus 15 max health to a 15% damage penalty. I really hate that they did that. I like the old version more because just having 160 effective health all the time was fine, right? It's an 8 health difference between what it is then and what it is now. And you don't have the issue, like I described in my damage resistances video, where you're having to remember... vulnerability. Sorry, I'm... Word of warning. I have likely flip-flopped the words vulnerability and resistance about 50 times. I can't wait for the 900 comments telling me I did that when I edit this into a video. Just warning you. It's gonna happen because I've been talking for fucking 2 hours and 15 minutes. Gonna fuck up. Everyone fucks up. Yeah. If you have the effective health just on your screen, it's a lot easier to understand. And I don't like that they changed it into a % vulnerability. Because now you have to like remember, oh yeah, I suddenly take more damage now, but I don't know how much health I really have, right? Or how much health I actually have to work with. It's like, can I actually tank this pipe? I can't remember. Can I actually tank this scout if he manages to meat shot me? I have to do the quick math in my head. Oh no, I can't. Guess I'll die. I don't like that. I like it just being a straight maximum health debuff. And I think that was fine. I like that a lot more. To me, it makes it like it just makes it easier to process and read when you're playing Demoman. And really, that's kind of my main gripe with a lot of damage vulnerabilities, is that you have to like be constantly reminding yourself if the weapon is active or it's like a passive vulnerability that you don't have as much health to work with as you thought. And I just don't like that. That's just a personal preference of mine. So. Can you explain why the Caber is an E tier and Zatoichi not broken? The Zatoichi's not broken. The Caber's an E tier because it's been pushed so far into gimmick territory that it's even not that useful as a gimmick. Because they nerfed its damage, slower deploy time. It's too slow. It needs a little bit of a buff to bring it back to its former glory. The Zatoichi's fine because it's only good if you're using it on Hybrid Knight or Demo Knight. And it's a risk versus reward thing too. And I also forgot to mention, if you fuck up your swing, in order to put it away, you have to sacrifice health. I managed to completely forget that, right? If you're using the katana on Hybrid Knight, if you want to put it away and go back to your pipes after you miss a swing, you have to sacrifice health. And if your health's too low, you can't put it away at all. You have to commit to your melee swing, otherwise you lose health or die. So there's that too. That also makes it pretty well balanced for what it does. So there's that too. So, yeah. Any other thoughts? I think that's it. I think that's it for Demoman. It's pretty top heavy. It's a top heavy tier list because so many of Demoman's items are just really fucking good. If you pair them with the right loadouts. You know, the Demoman only has 2 effectively useless weapons, and that's the base jumper and the current state of the Caber. Other than that, I would say a vast majority of Demoman's weapons are in a really good spot. And all of them have their uses, and all of them are just good. All of them are just good, you know. Small tweaks to the Scottish resistance will be fine. Buff the Caber, do just Y, put this back to where it used to be. Other than that, everything else is pretty good. Everything else is in a pretty solid spot. Slight nerf to the Islander, please. Remove random crits on the fucking, you know, Scotsman Skull Cutter. And yeah. I'd say that's pretty good. Just want to say that I really love the fucking Claymore. It's so fucking fun. There's nothing more satisfying than getting that long distance charge kill on somebody. Oh man, it's so fun! I love doing it! It's so fun! Oh, and I pair it with the lock. Okay, so like my favorite Demo Knight loadout is either the lock and load or the stock grenade launcher with the charge and the Claymore. That's pretty much what I always use. It's so I love playing Hybrid Knight. It's super fucking fun. I love getting those long kills with the Claymore. The mobility it grants you is fucking amazing. You know, playing with pipes, oh man, it's just so fucking fun. I love doing that shit. It's awesome. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. This one was a bit slower. I feel a little bit lower energy. Forgive the lower energy on this one because it's fucking sweltering outside. It's 80 degrees inside my apartment. My air conditioning is struggling to keep up with keeping this place cold or cool-ish. It's just so fucking. I'm sitting here sweating. You don't see my back. It's coated in sweat right now. But yeah, I think this is pretty solid. Pretty solid tier list. Went through it pretty good. Good shit. And yeah, so if you guys are just joining and don't know what the fuck I'm doing, for the next 7 weeks now, because I did Pyro first and I did Demoman today, I'm doing a tier list of each class's weapons live here on Twitch, 2:45 US Central Time, every Thursday until I'm done with all the classes. We just finished Demoman and we have 7 to go. So yeah. So thank you guys for coming in and tuning in. You guys want to come check it out next week? Then I'll be here for the next one. Chosen at random like it was today. And if you guys are just now popping in and completely missed the tier list, I will edit this entire thing and the VOD's gonna go on YouTube. The edited VOD will be on YouTube. But if you want access to the full uncut stream, then Discord members get that. And if you want to go check out my Patreon page, then there's that too. So yeah. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Another one down. Good shit. And I will see all of you. I'll see all you guys next week. And yeah, the sniper tier list is reserved for last. Sniper will be last. So yeah. Thanks for all the follows today. Thanks for all the subs today. You guys are super fucking generous. I don't know why you do it. This is fun. So I will see you guys later. Any idea how long this one will be edited for? I don't know. It just ends up being however long it's gonna be. So yeah, peace out guys, and I will see you next week.